If you like the video, consider liking the video. Initially, when I posted about my door latch being broken, everybody thought the problem was with the door handle. That just wasn't the case for me. For a lot of people, this piece of plastic that holds the spring, it just breaks off, and then you won't be able to open the door anymore with this handle, but the door handle inside will work and the door will still latch. So if your door handle is broken, you'll feel that your door handle is sort of loose if you have this problem. If you press up on it, it'll wiggle. That's how you know that this door latch is broken and that you need to find some solution for this bit of plastic here that's broken off. However, if you're like me and you try to close your door and it does not close, then your problem is with the actual door latch mechanism. This is my brother. He's going to help me JB weld this thing back together.
This is the spring, and this is the plastic piece that broke.
And that just literally just, boop, that's it. That's all that needs to happen. Everything's inside, so let's just go inside with it and do it in the kitchen. Yes, so this is the right-hand door latch. Yeah, this is hard to see. So, latch works great, as intended. Latch does not work at all. We are going to JB plastic weld this little piece back on here. Because the spring will be pushing against the plastic while it sets, we're just going to go ahead and take this plate off, set the piece without the spring, and then reassemble the latch. That sounds right. There is un screw that holds this on. There are a few things to keep in mind when you do reassemble this, and I'll talk about that when it's time to reassemble it. We'll be taking off all of these pieces. We'll take the spring out of there, and now the surfaces need to be prepped for plastic JB weld. Oh, there's the little... It's the thing that pushes on the thing that causes it to open. So this is the latch itself, right? So this rotates around. This pin is pushed around by this spring that sits in this hole. And then this is caught by this little metal piece right here. And what actually allows you to open this latch is pulling this tab back, creates a smooth pathway here for the latch to return to. This spring is what's pushing that latch around, and this spring is what is forcing this to stay closed all the time. I feel like JB Weld is similar to duct tape in that I've heard more jokes about using it the wrong way than I've heard about people actually using it. I'm glad to finally be in a position where the correct answer is actually JB plastic weld. I'm going to turn into that guy who yells at people for slamming the door. Hey, that's held on by JB plastic weld. Don't slam the latch. Looks like we've gained another assistant.
If you want to dry all the surfaces. We'll complete step one, which is clean mating areas. Mix is next. So we could do this too.
Or in that would be really smart.
You viewers, twist the nozzle before pulling it. It's a pretty simple mechanism to get it open. Don't break your twist cap.
Mix the goo.
Theoretically, this popsicle stick is not the quote-unquote appropriate tool to add a small bead of weld material.
Is it because it's too porous?
It's because it's too fat. But we're going to do it anyways.
Send it. As long as it works. Alright, timer started. 5 minutes later. Aww, she loves you. There's a very important job going on right here, and you're making it hard for him to do. Good job, Marie. You were a good distraction.
Help the time pass. So now we have to wait an hour.
A whole hour. When we screw in a thing into this hole that is like beveled, it will like create a force like outwards, right? So
It claims a fully cure set in 1 hour.
if it works, right? I guess we'll look at this part in an hour. For some reason, I completely forgot to shoot somewhere where I explained that the JB Weld didn't work at all, and then we had to end up using Gorrila Glue. The moment of truth. Alright, I'm gonna let that sit for a while. So it's been a while since I last worked on the MR2. I was focusing on getting the truck working again, and then I had work and stuff. It's below freezing today. Tomorrow it's going to be even colder, and then we're going to have another snowstorm, so I just can't wait. So I've got Gorrila Glue, put that speaker back where it belongs, and I've got all of the various components of the locking mechanism. These two cables go together, I know that. This metal bracket is going to go back inside this housing somewhere to reassemble these parts. Go ahead and put this pin right into where the spring starts, right here. Squish the spring into there like that. You've got a hole through this. Take the lock, rotate it so this is flat here, and then you stick the pin in the hole so that this is flush. This keyhole and this pin are going to go right in here. So stick this with the silver part all the way back. That's going to allow it to fit in. And now you should see when you pull this that it rotates. We tighten this up. Now you see, okay, we've got a latch. So clearly the latch is going to sit like this. I'm now going to try and reattach this. I just need to go get my other screwdriver so I can do the star bit heads. Use a T30 bit for these. Right here. So real quick, it's really obvious the way this goes back on actually, because there's a raised platform here and there's a higher section of the lock, and as you can see it looks normal because it's straight up and down, so surely this is right, surely. So while the lock does go in this orientation, this is actually a mounting bolt to the door, so don't put this in yet. So now that we have this loosely sitting here, we'll go and put this in place, and then once it's in place, we can put this bolt through the door and into this hole. Here's a shot inside the door. Right there is the bolt I just showed you. There's the next bolt that has to go in, and there's one more bolt right there to secure the latch. There are two connections for cables in here. This pink one that's right in front of the camera here, and also this one right here. By the simple means of deduction, I can tell you that this one is on the door handle, so it's for the latch, and this one is on the lock, so it must be for the interior in here, leading up to this locking mechanism, which as you can see is currently not connected to anything. So this is on the power lock, so this has to be connected to the locking mechanism, and this one has to be connected to the door latch. So let's hook those up real quick. Oh, but there's also this. This is purple. Maybe the other end is pink. Also, what used to be on this? Oh, this used to be one thing. Yo. Ooh, there's a thing. I bet this ball goes in this. This goes in here like this. Where does this go? Where's the plug for this? That'll tell me a lot. Yes. Yes. This L-shaped one here definitely is for this. Oh, it actuates the latch. Hey, it's working. Ah, so this is another way to open the latch. So this has to connect to that thing in there. Is it this random doodad? It's so cold! Oh, this goes in here? Question mark? Alright, so you gotta pull this forward like this, and then you can shove this little ring, this little ring piece in there. This has to go up into the door latch. Alright, so I'm going to put this back in here and see what it looks like. Ah, that's why this piece has a right angle in it. So this piece goes up to the door handle to open the latch, and this piece has a right angle at the bottom so that it can go up to the lock. So this is for the lock, and this is for the door handle. Just putting 2 in for stability. God damn, my hands are cold. Oh. Woo! You know, it'd be really nice. A garage. Alright, before I connect up the latch and the door handle, I'm going to make sure that I don't need to take that out to get this thing back in. Ah, here's that pin. So that is going to go like this, obviously. So this was somewhere in here this way. This hole has to be for something. And there's a little felt pad here. So something important was there. It's not like this, is it? This looks suspiciously like this, now that I think about it. So this might need to go in something in there. So I may very well have that in too early. Oh, it's so cold. Oh my god. Oh, I need a quick disconnect. My other mount has one. Right in here you can see this one is attached. This is where the other one goes. So this L-shaped one goes right in this hole, and then you just clip that plastic piece like this. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Now I'm gonna figure out how to get this thing in there without removing anything I put in. Hopefully it's not too bad. I could turn the car on for heat, but then it would be loud, and that would ruin the video. Nah, this sucks. It's gonna be easier to just take it back out. Take the clip off while it's still attached. Of course it doesn't want to come off. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this sits in here like this. This thing faces down. Oh, oh, oh! That's it. That was such a good guess. Good shit, me. Just to make sure the camera can even see on it. No, it can't see me at all. So you take this thing to the lock. That goes in this hole. This goes here. Oh, okay. Woo! Goddamn. Alright. Now that that's in there, we can line up all these little screw holes here. This part here has a bit of play in it, so make sure that you line up this screw hole, and this screw hole. That's how you know you're going to have this properly installed. How many other YouTubers are working outside in below zero weather to bring you content? I know there's got to be some, but how many? So it'll go in like this. I have to plug in the plug to the bottom. Got to connect this latch and this latch. Connect these up to the door handle. Let's connect all these bars with one hand. Oh. Yes. I push that all the way in towards the latch, and now I'm just going to close the plastic clip. And that's it. That's all connected. I do need to put a few more bolts in. These cables just come out of here like this. Oh, that's the wrong hole. It's the second time I've done that. And the screw goes there. So I found the problem. I didn't tighten down one of these bolts that was holding the lock mechanism from rotating, so it was actually just stuck locked, and it was impossible to unlock it. The way I figured it out was by just putting my key in and twisting it until it came unlocked, and then it just opened just fine from the outside and from the inside. So I put that bolt in, and now everything's good to go. Unlocking works, locking works, the door handle works. I plugged in the connector at the bottom of this so that the power locks work. And now I just need to, oh, and I super glued this back on. So now all I need to do is put the door panel back on, basically. Slide it in like this and then press down on the back. Okay, this one with the washer I think actually goes up over here. This one has a washer size mark on it, so this one is the big one with the washer. just flexing. I didn't tighten down one of the bolts enough. Okay, well, that sucks, but it's the one that it has like threads on both sides, and you need like a deepish 10 mil, which I don't have, so I never tightened it, but that's the problem. So if this happens to you, then, you know, just undo all this and then do it again. I'm just not going to record it. But congrats to me. It works. Mostly. I'll fix it sometime. Probably when it's not below freezing. Thanks for checking out the video. Please check out some of my other videos if you're interested. I work fairly hard on them, and I hope that they are helpful to you or somebody, or that they are at least entertaining.